For me personally, I think I've been playing okay this split. I think there's some things I messed up on that are really obvious in hindsight, but I think compared to past splits, it's been alright. I don't really feel like I've played extremely bad in any of the games so far. I think last split, during the beginning, when I first joined TSM, I had a couple games in the beginning that made me feel really bad, and it was not okay, you know? But I really feel like in this split, everyone's just trying to get better together, and it really feels like it's not individual players that are losing these games, it's more our teamwork and team synergy and just the way we shot call. I think that's gonna be a little bit different because right now the meta is so different than what we were used to. I'm playing a lot of range supports now, obviously, and all the other teams are as well. And then there's so many other new OP champions in the meta, so adapting to those playstyles and just doing a 180 on like what we're used to, having me on engage with like Alistar or Rakan or something, and having me on like range supports, that's a really big dynamic shift.
I think we lose some valuable practice because, and this happens to literally everybody on the team in different ways. We get a little too attached to the way things should have been, and it doesn't go what we want, and we're a little bit tilted or a lot tilted or whatever, and it's hard to kind of really make good use of the practice, or as good use of it as we could. And I think one of the things I want you guys to think about in practice is to, in practice in particular, really set it as a goal for ourselves that we go into a game thinking about not like, okay, this is what I want to happen, I want to win the game, I want to have it go this certain way, but rather I'm going to learn as much as I can. And I know this is so cliche, and but I think it's actually really important to actually have it as a goal and to practice it, so it can make a big difference.
I think that right now, I'm not really too worried about how fast we're improving. I think we're improving really fast every day since our scrims are pretty good for the most part, and everyone is trying to learn as much as possible every day. I don't think I can play it extremely well either, but you know, like we still got some losses, so gotta make up for those.
It's actually Andrew White Shield. I think we're gonna take a fat dub today. Oh no, the cannon minion.
Matt, thoughts on that?
Huh? Fat dub? Yeah. Same. Did it again.
Bye guys. Hell yeah.
Team Liquid once again pick it up. While 100 Thieves try and make a play on the top side of the map.
Bad dub,
Is
yeah.
up there. That makes
Quick
it
dub.
very easy for Team
Quick
Liquid.
dub. A wrath will be swift. Getting ready for our game with Andy TA. You guys know what it's time for? John to clean his glasses.
Oh fuck.
I would have cleaned my glasses if someone took out the trash yesterday, but it looked like it was still filled to the brim.
Yeah, fair enough. I was preparing for the game mentally, so actually lost. I feel really bad now. They should just ruin me, John, right before the match. I had a subtle roast at the glasses.
If you carry,
He just ends my fucking career.
if you carry, it's fine.
It's okay. Wait,
I forgot to take out the trash.
No!
You get it? I'm forgetting those, man. Less even warned you.
today, and then you can do it. It's your reward for winning.
Was not.
I didn't mean to have
Oh, where's the pump, by the way?
He won't put it in.
You're getting a pump?
Who got this Adderall?
Holy shit.
Oh, what is that actually?
Come on. Come on.
Trying to get that pump, eh?
Double
Trying to get
pump.
that pump, brother?
Double pump?
Ready?
Oh, this is too
Come on.
much. It's too much. You can't take it.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Alright, so guys, I think the biggest thing for today is just we plan from level 1 and we talk to each other in the game. Just remember to have a conversation with each other instead of just talking at each other like we're all just playing together. So let's fucking make a plan and slap some ass.
Plan.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Let's
go.
TSM on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there's somebody with a sign that says, "We drove 5.5 hours for this. Please don't lose."
I'm backing off because the fight. They're gone. It's too hard, by the way. Okay.
Oh shit.
What can I say?
Oh, actually, come. FTB advantage. Elise. I'm going for Lux.
Yeah. Elise no flash. Lux no flash.
Look at me, guys. I'm going.
Elise no flash. Go.
Elise no flash. Lux no flash 2. Nice.
I got no flash.
Yeah.
Pushing mid.
Nice.
Man. Good job. Flex on them.
Anyone missing flash?
Caitlyn
when
and
they come
Elise.
in, we should
Caitlyn
fight
and
them.
Elise.
When they come in,
Look
we
at
should
me.
fight them.
Move here.
Elise no flash. Caitlyn, Elise no flash.
Oh my god.
Lux.
Lux no flash. Kill Lux.
Yeah, I got reset.
Jace, maybe?
Chase.
We can go more.
Jason flash.
Don't overchase.
Okay.
Oh, it's hard. Ribbon flashed.
Can you kill Riven, I think?
Oh, no.
Back. Top flash. My bad. I went too far. They're gonna get Drake.
I'm gonna go top. My bad. Yeah, after the initial engage, we're not strong, okay?
Yeah.
Especially not if you chase into them, but it's really fine.
We want to fight bot. I'm down.
I think we kind of have to. We just want to pull trigger. If it doesn't work out, then we lose the game. But if we don't do this, we don't lose the game anyway. We're losing the game anyway.
Okay. Looking.
No, Elise Cocoon right now.
Then we can stall here, so we don't have force.
Yeah.
Look at me, Adam.
Okay.
Okay. I have a W on Matt here.
I can look. I'm going.
No Lux too, no Lux too.
I'm all. We'll do it.
Yeah. Looking.
Look.
Lux is done.
Jace, moving forward.
It's kind of hard to get in.
I'm on Rivens.
I'm watching. It's over.
Holy fuck, man.
It's over.
Wow. Couldn't have played that any worse. Let's go. What do you guys think? I don't know exactly what happened, but our comp is about team fighting, and if you can't team fight, then it's just bad, because every lane is losing naturally, and if you even fail to team fight, then it just blows.
Feels to me like we have only one tower engage, and it's Hacker running straight forward, and then he has to dodge every trap, every Lux binding, and every cocoon, or the fight is instantly over because Hacker's ult before Hacker engages. So the moment we engage and the one thing hits Matt, it's just instantly over for us.
Yeah.
All not engage is like some nutty flank or me flash ulting, which is not viable either. So it feels like the moment that Matt hits one spell, the fight's over already. Yeah. And we can't ask you to judge like 5 traps or Lux binding or cocoon every single time. Like you did it one time bottom, you dodged the bind, then you killed the Lux and it was good. But next time you hit bind and then the fight's over.
The match against FlyQuest was pretty tragic. We did a lot of preparation for the draft, and they did something that was just really different than what we had experienced in scrims and what we expect them to do. So we had some adapting on the fly to do, and we just really messed up those key moments where we have everything up and we have to execute that fight well.
Actually, it wasn't Fat Dub Andrew, it was Faddle.
Yeah. Fat fucking hell.
The fattest of elves, actually.
You have one song only downloaded, or? No, I have Caterpillar, Eminem. Shout out to you, man, my boy Eminem. Who else? Best rapper in the world. Just him? Yeah, it's only him. So you have Homicide too, or? Yeah, Homicide. Also shout out to my boy Logic. Second best rapper. To Eminem. Yeah.
Listening to Logic in 2019, are you serious?
Whoa. I'm dead serious.
He had the same area code as me. 301.
Come on, man.
That's fucked, Andrew.
Thoughts are, have no thoughts, because the only thing that matters is us and how we perform, not how others perform. Right now we're performing poorly. Trying to fix it, trying to achieve greatness is what I like to call it, which is being the best from the best around the best. Our coach Anthony Gray, or how I like to call him Tony, is trying his best to make everyone as good as he can be, making everyone the best version of themselves. Also, Lost Boy, can you show the camera? Real quick, is the guy that helps our bot lane get to the best version of themselves. But right now, we're not at our best versions yet, but we're trying to work on it. I hope everyone's patient. And yeah. Killed it. Nutty! There's a nutty ass content.
You're abusing your coach?
Yep.
No, I'm not abusing my coach.
He said otherwise.
Nope.
Your mom.
Peter or what?
I already got it last time.
Okay, no.
I can do it. Alright. I think yesterday draft fucking sucked. Sorry guys.
Yeah, agree.
It's okay. Outside of that, I mean, I think our play was really good. We already talked about a lot of what we can change in our play, just specifically like talking about how we're going to fight before objective. Like, let's really make sure that we do that today. I think everything else we made solid improvements on when it comes to our mid 3 coordination, all this kind of stuff. So let's make sure that we show that today, okay? Alright, let's get it, guys.
I think yesterday was mostly me and Matt that draw the line, but remember he have the ability.
Yeah.
How about it?
Yeah. Alright guys, TSM on 3, make it loud. 1, 2, 3!
TSM! I'm in this!
Anybody else?
Top the bot. You're so bad at it. She's so shit.
How's that great?
I win this! I win this! I win this! You're so bad. Yeah?
I'll turn off. I can't TP, I don't have vision.
I think over the wall. Okay. Oh, actually?
I'm on
Win.
He's feared, he's feared.
Yeah,
I don't see
Aatrox.
Aatrox.
We kill this guy?
No punch there.
It's fine, it's fine.
Back. Aatrox coming.
It's really fine, it's really fine.
Back off. Okay.
Silver flash.
I think playing through bot is.
We're okay, yeah.
They just back off and they
Is
don't
here?
fight.
Aatrox is first, to top.
Go flash.
I'm TPing.
Yeah.
Aatrox might be there. Aatrox is there.
He's here.
I don't see.
Is Cannon alive?
I'm gonna try. I'm here.
Does he have flash?
Yeah, has.
I'm speeding you.
No flash, this guy. I'm ulting Rumble.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come back. We can engage afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm speeding you, John.
I flash.
Focus Aatrox.
Yeah. I'm on auto there.
Aatrox.
I'm dead.
Oh.
No.
This is bad. We get ulti.
I'm running.
It's winnable, I think. I still have ulti.
Oh. Don't give him reset. I stunned him.
Yeah. We can win this, I think. Aatrox.
Nice.
I have ulti, yes, I have ult.
Yeah.
Care.
I speed in 2, 1.
I think it's hard.
I don't think so. I think it's not bad. If we
Nice.
Play slow with Zillion. Oh,
Flashing.
okay. I want Nocturne.
Nocturne. This is not bad.
Rumble.
Yeah, I speed. I'm healing us.
Cover Sivir.
Sivir, no flash. Nice.
We win these.
Oh, nice.
Yes, bro. My bad there. Went a little too deep. It was a good fight though.
It's all good.
I can stun it. Rumble stun.
I'm on Aatrox, by the way.
I'm multi, stun.
Nice. And.
Nice.
I have ulti.
We win these.
My bad.
Jesper, can you go flex on Nautilus with my ulti?
Sure.
No, just end the fucking game, please.
No, just.
I gotta.
Snipe bar.
I didn't play the teammates very well. My bad.
Oh my god, man. Man, I don't know why, but every time I'm doing interviews on stage, I'm getting really nervous. So
You should be prepared. TSM Legends interviews, man.
TSM Legends feels like my home. It's just. But when I'm outside of stage, getting out of my comfort zone, always hard.
What is up? Victory.
Bruni, what do you think of the match?
We had a good early game.
Zillion
Mid
balance?
game, we had broken champs.
Yeah.
Good early game. Mid game a little rough.
Yeah.
And then OG Neils acted it to finish it off.
It's actually Ocean News.
Yeah.
And what is it? What are you saying? I think.
Not sure. I don't have a lot of awareness of what happened in like the first 15 minutes, but it just feels like nothing is really happening, and they have better vision than us, and we aren't able to do a lot. But randomly, all of a sudden, they started running it down. Hecarim got 4 kills in like 2 minutes, and then it was really good for us. But there was like a long time where we're fine with scaling, but it's like
It's not ideal.
just
If we can-
nothing is
if
really
we can do
happening. You know,
things-
I'm sure
yeah.
there's plays we can make, but just nothing is happening. Maybe it's just hard, because like Andy said, like it's like I mean, I told you about it last week, but last week it's like in scrims you didn't call for ganks very much, and then on stage you're calling for ganks a lot. And that's why we're playing around top a lot last week, but we didn't like practice it in scrims, so when we went on stage we didn't execute well.
Yeah.
So just be mindful of that, because there's just a lot of comms on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I think it's that time. It wasn't that you're calling for anything too much. You're just talking really loud compared to anyone else.
Yeah.
And we're trying to like,
I
we're
think
always talking
all
about.
your Mia calls were good though.
Yeah.
It's like you weren't screaming it. I mean, yesterday you were screaming it, but I think it's fine because it's better than dying. But today it was good. You always called it, and I always said okay, and there was never a problem, and it wasn't cluttering comms either. So I think
Yeah. I
the
mean,
first 10-15 minutes, like calling where they were, was good.
of course, bro.
Tell me about your first uni stage game.
I was waiting for this moment all of like 1 month. I was so excited when I got uni finally, because I knew I would carry alone because Champ's too broken, and my team got my back here.
Someone asked? Because I didn't.
I mean,
Come on,
he actually
guys.
asked.
You
Yes.
didn't?
Yeah,
You
actually,
didn't?
Andrew asked.
Andrew asked.
But I didn't.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Everything in this world revolves around BB, so make sure that before you speak, before any of you speak,
Yeah.
that BB asks first.
Yep. Above the shield.
Yeah, I mean, it might seem like I played well from the outside, but in game I felt like there was a struggle. I didn't really feel like I played that well mechanically. I felt like I was misclicking a lot, and I wasn't like super. I just felt like uncomfortable on stage that day. I don't know why. So I was like kind of not feeling in a good mood after the game because I felt like I didn't play so mechanically well. Like I didn't feel good after the game. So I was like a little down about it. Also, the game was not a fiesta, but it wasn't like a clean game or anything, and we didn't have a clear-cut game plan the whole game. I think they played fine. Fox played not bad at all, I think. And their comp was really chaotic. Like the Nocturne Saver, Rumble Aatrox has so much engaged, and we're really afraid of getting just rolled over. So we played very conservative the whole game, which is not how we actually play, despite what people might think. So the game felt like not that great to play, but yeah, I was happy with my own performance overall, I guess. The Fox game was just okay. I don't think it was really a great game from us. I think we did some good things. We had some good moments, but we also had games or parts of the game where we're kind of getting caught, or we're not picking the best fights, or not really fighting that well. I think we adapted really well throughout the game though, and especially later on in the game, we really kind of learned how we want to be fighting against their team comp, and we had a couple times where we baited out the Nocturnal, and we had the kind of really long, slow fighting, chasing them across the map. And that was really beneficial for us, and as soon as we kind of unlocked that key, I think we won the game pretty quickly, but the early game was still really slow, and we didn't have a lot of proactive plays in the early game, and we still lost an early Herald when it kind of felt like we should be in control of the game at that point with our champions, with our items. So I think it was too slow of an early game for us, and we need to do better to beat the good teams.